The Charlotte Hornets. A new name, a new game, a new beginning. All here today for NBA 2K15. So can myself, Lost and Unbound, the manager, the owner, the GM, whatever you want to call me, it doesn't matter. Because what does matter is the W that we need to see on the screen and the ring that we need on our finger by the end of the season. So without further ado, let's bust the cap off of this series and let's make something happen. So taking a look at this roster, there are two things right off the bat that I notice. Number one, the age. Look at the youth of this squad. This is an extremely young yet talented team. You might say, wait a second, Lost, what do you mean talented? They've been losing games. Look at the potential. Al Jefferson, he is a scorer. He is a go-to scorer, amazing in the post, an absolute genius with his post work. Well, let's move on to my man Lance Stevenson, also at the age of 24, but I bet that a lot of you didn't know that he is an extremely underrated rebounder. Last year in the NBA, I believe he averaged around 7 boards per game. That is crazy for a shooting guard. Now when it comes to Kemba Walker, don't get me wrong, he is producing, but more was expected to come from him. He's getting the job done, B inside scoring, B mid-range, B plus 3-point shot. He's an average player, above average player, but not a star. Gerald Henderson, he plays his role as a shooting guard. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, not exactly a producer on the offensive end, but he does have potential. He does have some rebounding abilities, and of course, to tag along with all of that, his defense is stellar. Gary Neal, the veteran shooter. Let's skip down the list a tad bit. Cody Zeller. A lot of people might argue that he was drafted way too high, and a lot of people might agree with that. But you know what? That doesn't mean that he's a bust. He's only 22. He hasn't been played too much. We can give him a role, but if he doesn't pan out, that trade option is always available. Now looking at the rookies of the year, Noah Vonleh and P.J. Hairston. I am so excited to develop those two players. Especially Vonleh, I think he will fit perfectly into this system. Now personally, I like to keep things realistic. I don't like trading away my whole team for a whole new team for some superstars. That just doesn't happen in real life. But I've got to admit, there is something on my mind, a trade on my mind. Look at this right here. Check this out. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Marvin Williams, and our first round pick in 2016 for Josh Smith and Kyle Singler. How does this make sense? We get rid of a big contract in return for their even bigger contract. But that's alright because we have plenty of space. So let's take a look at this in terms of talents. Don't get me wrong, Gilchrist is a decent player, but is he really better than having Josh Smith? Because that first round pick, I have confidence that this team by 2016 will be a contender at the least. So if we are in the playoffs, if we are making runs, that first round pick won't even be in the lottery, so that's not even worth too much. Marvin Williams, I guess he's alright, 73 overall, he's got a nice 3-point shot, but hey, 2 years, $14 million, I'd rather have Josh Smith's contract for a player of his caliber. And believe me, I know he is struggling a bit with the Detroit Pistons, but sometimes you're just not in the right spot, not in the right situation, and not on the right team. Because on the Hornets, we could do a few things with him. Number one, we could start him at the small forward position in replacement of Gilchrist. Number two, we can go small and put him at the power forward, have Noah Vonleh behind him, P.J. Hairston somewhere in the lineup as well. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this one up to you guys. I want you, yes you, to let me know down below in the comment section, trade or no trade. You guys watching LostNU Nation, you are a part of this series with me. You help me make the decisions, and I do understand that it is a bit of a risk giving up the potential of Gilchrist, but is it worth getting that talent in return in Josh Smith and Kyle Singler? Don't forget about Kyle Singler. He is a talented player as well, only at the age of 26. So once again, I'm going to leave this one to you guys for the vote. Let me know in the comments, trade or no trade, and you will see what happens in episode 2. And also, another thing, I'm realizing that a weakness of this team is the shooting guard position. We've got Gerald Henderson, but aside from that, not much talent. So taking a look at the free agency, there are two names that catch my eye. The vet, Ray Allen, and the up-and-comer, Jordan Crawford. Jordan exceeds Allen in athleticism and attacking the basket, dunking, all of the above. But Ray Allen, you already know, he's not going to be playing 30 minutes per game, but he might come in for 10, he might come in for 20, and he'll hit those shots when he needs to hit them. And I've got to say, I am really intrigued by Crawford. His athleticism, his shooting abilities are not that bad either, but we already have so much youth. We do not have many veterans. We have the 30-year-old Gary Neal, but we do not have that guy who can consistently be reliable in the clutch. And that might just be my man Ray Allen. So this right here is the offer that I am prepared to make him. $3.71 million, and the second year is a player option. Hey, if he wants to come back for that amount, no problem. But if he wants to retire, if that is his decision, that doesn't hurt us too bad. So for this amount, let's see if he accepts it. I'm going to keep that trade clause in case we do want to trade him. Let's see what happens off with the contract, and he does decline it. I actually didn't expect that, guys. I am live on the commentary, and he declined the offer. He said that he was interested, but he declined it. I wonder if the extra year makes him a little bit worried because you know what, he might retire, but it's a player option, it's up to him. I guess we need to raise it up a bit. Let's go to 4.1. $4.1 million should definitely be enough for Ray. Come on, don't decline this. Don't do this to me, Ray. And there we go, Ray Allen, the newest member of the Charlotte Hornets. But that is pretty much it for this one, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below. I will upload episode 2 once we get 300 likes on this one. And let me just tell you guys ahead of time, I've got a feeling that this is going to be another awesome series, a long-term series, many episodes to it. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Make sure you join the journey. It's going to be a blast. You can follow me on Twitter at LostNUnbound because over there I give behind-the-scenes exclusive updates about the series. And as always, guys, I'm LostNUnbound and have a great day. Peace out.